What's up, guys? Back here with a new video from the Provenza, the top nightlife destination in Medellin, I would say. Some of you have seen a lot of my videos, some of you have been here and visited this place, and some of you want to do it. So that's why I thought that I wanted to share a quick story of something that happened to me not too long ago. So to give you a short background, I've been here for 4 years, coming back and forth, 4 trips in total. I've been here now closer to 2 years, and I really love Colombia, but it is a place where you have to be careful and you have to be way more attentive than you would need to be in the States or in Sweden or any of these typical European countries where you can do things and where you can be on dating apps and nothing will happen. But in a place like this, you have to remember that there are people who frequent these places who are not good people. There are plenty of people who go out, of course, who are just normal work, like people who have normal jobs, but you have to be careful who you talk with, who you go out with. If you end up in some party afterwards, like you have to think about what you're doing there. The place in general, it's not like you have to go around feeling unsafe in Provenza, because there are security, there are people literally walking around with shotguns. So you're not gonna have so much of the petty crime, at least not walking in the area. You would need to be more careful in the bars and the clubs, of course. If you're there on the dance floor, you should not have your phone in your pocket. You should have some kind of bag or something that it's not easily to open. You should, of course, not leave your drinks unattended. Like that's the basic stuff. But what I mean with the people who tend to be at these places, I mean that you have to watch out for some of these people who might be criminals, or they might be girls working there professionally. There might be just people who want to take advantage of foreigners. So that's where you have to be careful. And one of the things that happened to me recently was when I went to one of these language exchanges, and for the first time in, I don't know, several months, I decided to continue the party and go to the club afterwards, because I was having a good time and I met some foreigners, and I was like, okay, whatever, I'm just gonna have to accept that tomorrow I'm gonna be tired and just have fun once, instead of going home at 7-8 like I usually do. And so we ended up going out, and we went to some of the bars and some of the clubs. And when it was time, or let's go back a little bit, I started meeting like a group of people there, and I was dancing with 1 or 2 of the girls. She gave me her number, which is a little bit strange because girls don't typically offer the number without you asking the first, but she did that very early on, just offered me her number. I was like, okay, that's interesting. And when it was time to close the place, I think around 4 a.m., that's when they started talking about, one of the girls started talking about the after party. And I said, well, why not? And I had 2 of my foreign friends as well, and we considered going to an after party. But then it turned out very quickly that the after party was supposed to be at my place. I was like, yeah, maybe. And then I'm like kind of looking around, and we're probably like 8 or 10 people, way too many guys, of course. And then I'm just thinking, like, so I am the foreigner here, and you're like 10 Colombians, and we're gonna order 2 cars, but it has to be at the house of the foreigner. Isn't that a little bit strange? And then I talked to my foreign friends, and it's like, no, this doesn't seem like a good idea. And there weren't that many girls either, so there's like, what would even be the point of going there and drinking? Like, nothing would be happening anyway in a small 1-bedroom apartment, so the whole idea was extremely stupid. So we just made an excuse and said, hey, we need to go out over there, we'll get some booze because I don't have anything to drink. And then we just left. So that's how easy it is to end up in a situation where you will get into danger. the only thing that could have happened at that place was that I would have get robbed or drugged or something like that. There certainly wouldn't be anything good happening that evening. So happy that I didn't agree to do it, and I would consider myself street smart. I have said no to many situations here where I felt like something seems a little bit off here, but that's how close it was that time. So you have to be careful, especially if you're alone, or if you're drinking, when you kind of lose a little bit about that common sense that you tend to have when you're sober. So be careful, not just in Provenza but in Colombia in general, with in those kind of situations where there are alcohol involved, and where you go out and go to these kind of bars or clubs, and you hang out in, especially Provenza, Poblado, Parquilleras, and to some extent Laureles, etc., like Calle 70. There are people who are trying to take advantage of you, and you might have seen that especially the embassy warned, I think it was earlier this year or last year, about, for example, not using the dating apps whatsoever, because of the number of guys who ended up either getting robbed or killed, right, by accident most likely. But that just shows you a little bit that you have to be more careful, and you don't need to go around being scared. I feel like in this country I'm not scared, but you have to be more attentive. So take that for what it's worth if you're coming here. And I just wanted to share that story, since for some reason something happened with this clip where I was very happy with the clip in itself, but for some reason the audio is gone now and I cannot redo it. So that's why I wanted to share this story.